Hello, this is George Senda, the real, authentic, official, original, the one, the only, the guy from Pittsburgh. Except no cheesy YouTube commentators, imposters, or trolls, and it's a dark night. Told the state of Texas and 74 million Trump voters to take a hike. And independent judiciary is gone. And the three Trump appointees, apparently Amy Barrett, uh, worked on this case. They said absolutely nothing. So the fix is in. Better let it start singing the International and learn Chinese. All right, I got this tonight. Turn off the light. This is very cute. This was $10. The only one they had. So you just turn them off. And so there's Santa looking out for who's been good or bad. And I don't know if you've seen this little guy. He lights up and his snowflake changes color. So now he's got a friend to talk to. They got two Santas. So it rained earlier today. It sprinkled on the way to the bus. And then absolutely nothing. It was supposed to start raining about 7 o'clock tonight, our time. And no rain. It rained in Walnut Creek before I got there. It rained here. The streets are wet. Oh, by the way, Alan West said maybe we should start succeeding and form a union of states that observe the Constitution. And Rush did not say we should succeed yesterday. He said there's talk of it. All right. Pineapple chunks. I got 3 cans. They were out of, first time ever, they were completely out of my Meow Mix cups at Target. Tomorrow I'll do mealtime, or actually I got a shipment coming in, so I'll do that, do mealtime on Sunday. 2 bottles of Snapple, they had it on sale. And a bag of Idlewild Homestyle potatoes, a bag of pot stickers, chicken pot stickers, 10 cans of Fancy Feast. I put the rest of it away because it's starting to fall off the computer table. 2 bags of carrots, cabbage, lettuce. Make salad tomorrow. 3 boxes of chicken egg rolls, which I really like. And Mama Cat was at the door when I came home. No kitten. So I got the Friskies pouches for then. Let me go home with your Friskies pouches. And a bag of Gavalia Columbia medium roast coffee. A bottle of Thousand Island dressing. Okay, heavy. Okay, I gotta put this stuff away. Thing of tomatoes. 3 bananas, so I get out of my oatmeal. One thing that's cheap at Target is bananas. And there's the other egg roll. And generic cotton swabs. Fuzzy is sitting on her cat house. And let's see, that it? I think that's it. That's it for this one. Like I said yesterday, I'm broke, and then I'm broke cash flow. Oh, I got a night treat on the bus. For some reason, when I got on the bus, it didn't charge me for the bus fare. So I got a free bus ride. That was nice. All right, I'm going to put this stuff away. Every effort that try, and they keep they keep saying the mantra, there's no evidence of election fraud. Every story, there's no evidence. Pay no attention to the dead guy holding the absentee ballot. There's one big mistake Trump made when he got in office. He should have asked for the resignation or fired every Obama, George W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton political appointment still in office. But you see, the problem with Trump, he believed in the honesty of the system and that people would uphold the Constitution. And I guess he never thought people would stab him in the back or try to overturn the results of an election. Not this election, the 2016 election. The man was naive because partly I think he listens to his political cronies, but doesn't have anybody to tell him what is really going on. So I fear for this country. I fear we will be taken over by communists and there will be never again a fair and free election. And that YouTube is saying you cannot say that the election was unfair. So, but that's my opinion. There is more than enough evidence for irregularities, but the fix is in. Hello, Peyton. So I hope they win in Georgia, the two Republican senators. That will block anything Biden wants to do in Congress. And in the meantime, of course, they're going to vote on the continuing resolution maybe Monday to keep funding the government. And I did a calculation. I looked up how much money we spend on foreign aid every year. It's about $43 billion. I believe. So if you took 4 years and spent no money on foreign aid, that would be enough to send a $1,200 stimulus check to everybody in the country. So they claim they don't have the money. That's how you could send stimulus to everyone. Every 150 million people get a stimulus check. Yeah, at what price do we get larger? His deep state excuse me, my ears drive me crazy. I'm sorry for doing this. Deep state appointees, deep state, they're going to overturn Trump's efforts in the Middle East. They're going to overturn Trump's trade policies. Everything Trump has done and worked for is going to be gone. It'll be like the 4 years never happened. This is Clinton 1 or Obama 3. And whether or not we'll ever get a Republican president again is questionable because now they know how to rig the election. Because no one in power will dare overturn this because they all want to be where it's at in the positions of power. Yeah, well, that's one of the complaints by Mitch McConnell and the Republicans. There are people making more money on unemployment than they get going to work. Yeah, but what if their job was gone forever? That's something they never mention. And a lot of people still have jobs where they're cut to part-time to try to keep the business open. And how many businesses, something just fell. How many businesses in this country are gone forever, and those people will never have a job again because their restaurant is gone, their small business is gone, and the person running that business is wiped out. I'm not aware of Florida's unemployment. I just heard today through Meet Kevin the unemployment numbers, or yesterday. I watched the video, and it sounded like there was almost 2 million people filing for unemployment this week, and that's really bad. Excuse me a minute. I gotta, this is driving me nuts. I'm gonna hide the camera for a minute. Oh. Okay. Sorry, that's been driving me nuts. I haven't been able to hear well, and it feels like there's a lake of fluid in my ear. I've never been to Florida. Would love to go to Florida. When I was 16, I got an offer to go to Florida, Miami, to work for Eugene Berger. I should have taken him up on it. It would have been easy living and make a lot of money. One of my big regrets. I would have loved to live in Miami. So, but that's 52 years ago, you know. Oh, here we go. Hold on. What does Kathy want? I'm live doing a video. What do you want?
I just decided to see the news for myself, and and I don't know how the Supreme Court can be so idiotic to ignore all the facts, the video where they were shown.
Well, Kathy, I'm doing a live video. I'll talk to you about this later, but let's put it this way: the fix is in. All right, bye. I'll call you later. No, we were having a problem that Kathy, when I was up there within a month ago, I vacuumed the hell out of her apartment. I cleaned the hell out of her apartment. I swept the floors, the broom, and it took a week for my back to stop hurting. And I cleaned her living room. I cleaned her bedroom. And I walk in there yesterday, and there's cat food all over the living room floor. There's bags of garbage sitting there. The bedroom looked trashed. The paper's all over the place. I said, "What's in this bag?" "Oh, clothes." I forgot there was a bag of my clothes for some reason sitting there, which I forgot to grab. But it said this place was almost spotless. You turned it into a pigsty again. What the hell are you doing? Now, I'm not one to talk. My kitchen needs work. I got a lot of stuff in there. I got boxes stacked up like cordwood in the bedroom. I got bags of laundry to do. But I can only do things for so long. I don't have a caregiver, and both of us have a bad back. But I walk in there and I said, all the work I did to get your place clean, you could have slept on the floor. That's how clean it was. And the place is covered. And I said, put the dry cat food, the crunchies on plates in the kitchen. That's the only place the cat food could be, because you could easily sweep it up and throw it out. It's all over the carpet. I got really angry at her yesterday. Really angry. No, because I don't want to have this video removed, because if you say anything that contradicts the official line, YouTube will remove your video. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Boba Fett? Are you being a troll? Well, if Biden wants to give me a $2,000 stimulus, I'll be happy to take it. But it's the other effects, give them their pittance, and then we'll destroy the country. Why are you asking? Are you afraid of the gas chamber? Are you referring to me? Because I've done nothing to warrant being put in a gas chamber. I don't think anybody uses a gas chamber. You can't speak the truth to power on YouTube anymore. They will remove your video. Wait a minute. His message was, "Are you afraid of the gas chamber?" I don't know how they decoded the Zodiac message. I've seen the Zodiac messages. This code is very weird. Remember, I just walked in the door, and my phone, for some reason, I got to call a track phone. My phone, for some reason, does not have the internet it's supposed to. So, and I will remind you, the trolls said that I was the Zodiac, which is patently ridiculous. I was 16 at the time, didn't know how to drive, didn't have a car, didn't have any money for a car. Had money to go to 7-Eleven and buy Slurpees, had money to go and get used books from the used bookstore till I got a job at Woolco down the street, and I could go to Baskin Robbins and get my ice cream, but that's about the extent of my funds. Yeah, well, that may be so. No, anything that says that Biden didn't win the election, anything that says that Trump won, anything that says the fix was in, illegalities in the voting, fake ballots, all that stuff. So a bunch of trolls online. I did a video and I proved them wrong. I showed the picture of the supposed Zodiac and me at the same time. You can clearly see that I don't look anything like the guy. Yeah. Well, remember, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter are all run by leftists, rich leftists, who all hate America, who hate the United States and the Constitution and God. Now, I am on Parler, and when my iPad gets fixed, I can do podcast. The iPad will no longer charge, so I'll do that Monday. I'll take it in and see if I have to pay for it again. I hope not. And by the way, you can donate to Super Chat. And I want to thank Granny. I did not read the name, and I'm not sure what video it was on, but apparently she said she donated $50 to Super Chat for me, so I appreciate that. So I was not an official suspect. I was 16 years old. I'm making it up. So, and you can donate to PayPal. And I will be getting a check from AdSense this month, which will pay for cat food for next month. No, it's idiots making up lies. How they got on this subject, I'll never know. I don't know what that was, some kind of weird notification. I was going to Rancho High School and then, Las Vegas High School and Rancho High School in Las Vegas, Nevada. and I had to walk everywhere because there was no bus lines in Las Vegas. One bus that ran up and down Maryland Parkway. And I didn't. My parents had a car, but I didn't know how to drive. They had a '65 Bel Air Chevy or some kind of Chevy convertible, yellow. My mother bought. I got drunk, forged my mother's signature, and sold it and took off. He kept doing that a lot. So, got drunk, forged my mother's signature, and sold it and took off. He kept doing that a lot. So, I told you, Boba Shake, they make lies like they always do. They do it to depress the channel, depress views, to get people to stop watching. All right. I've been to California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, New York, Virginia, New Jersey, Maryland, and Ontario, Canada, and Nuremberg, Germany, and very briefly for an hour, Heathrow or whatever airport it was in 1962 in England. That's it. The story is I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and my family on my father's side and my sister on my mother's side have had roots there for 200 years. I was born and raised for a good part of my life in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And remember, we have a guy on YouTube calling himself Pittsburgh Guy who doesn't live or didn't live for a very long time in Pittsburgh. He lived in Los Angeles, was calling himself Pittsburgh Guy. But I'm from Pittsburgh. That's my heart and soul, the city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, not Pittsburgh, California, though it does have historical roots to U.S. Steel and Andrew Carnegie. And I can't tell you other things involved in my family because I don't want them to be harassed by trolls. But the family started the line from someone who came to Japan in 1820. Our roots are steeped in Pittsburgh. My father's brothers worked in the steel mills of Pittsburgh. I went to the Pittsburgh Playhouse. My sister and her children all work or have worked in and around Pittsburgh and have lived there all their lives. So don't give me the crap about what's the story behind the guy from Pittsburgh. If you don't understand the concept, then that's your problem. Now, it is not a ranch with chickens. It is a house of prostitution. So it has nothing to do with chicken. It is a copy of the chicken ranch brothel that used to be in Texas. But all the brothels, I believe, are closed right now because of the pandemic. I'm not certain about that. I know, it ain't mine. Mine are dead. Not my grandma. Not my sisters either. Don't know. No, because the nearest the one Goodwill I can get to on foot, which is next or right in the same center as grocery outlet, frankly, has a bunch of crap in it. It has clothing and a bunch of bric-a-brac and coffee cups and books I wouldn't want, and furniture and stuff like that. The one on Clayton Road has. I would love to get rid of the sofa bed, get a refurbished bed, but I've never been in there. And without a car, how would I get a bed home? So, And the two Goodwills I would like to see, there are only two, and I wish they'd have more. They sell refurbished computers, game systems, all kinds of stuff like that. And there are people on YouTube that buy them and say, I just got this Macintosh or this PC or this ColecoVision at Goodwill really cheap. So I think they're in Indiana or something, or Pennsylvania. I don't know where they are, but you know. Well, the problem is that the two people that decided said they were gonna they should be heard was Alito and Clarence Thomas. We supposedly had 6 conservatives on this court. Where were they? And 3 Trump appointees who a great deal was made of how they're all Gorsuch and Barrett, and I can't remember the third guy's name. They sure made a big stink about him. The Democrats were doing everything they can to accuse him of sexual harassment, or he molested some woman, and who was so drunk she didn't know where she was molested, when, how, where she was at, what house she was at, or anything else. So, but they stabbed Trump in the back. I'm not even saying that, you know, whether you believe Trump or not, but they should have heard the case. They could have said, no, we don't agree with this, Texas. We're sorry. But to reject it out of hand is ridiculous. Kathy's really angry about it. No, not Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland was the guy that was an appointment during the Obama administration that the Senate refused to have confirmation hearings on. How can he sue the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. You can't sue the Supreme Court. The way the federal Constitution is written, every other court, all the way down to local courts, all take their power from the Supreme Court. Now, Alan West, the head of the Republican Party in Texas, said we should secede and create constitutional states. We may see that happen. I don't know how they're going to get around an 1867 Supreme Court decision that said Texas can't secede. But I got a feeling if Texas says they want to succeed, they're going to succeed. Right, the Galactic Court. Yeah, they're going to go to the Emperor Palpatine. And we'll have Jar Jar Binks as Supreme Court justice. He'll say, "How wooed," and throw the case out. You know. And Baby Yoda is the defense attorney. You know. Yeah, I've been that way lots of times. Well, they haven't brought it up, but and I won't bring it up after this, but that was the ridiculousness that the 2 troll sites were saying. I mean, there's a picture out there of me when I was 20, and I've shown pictures on my videos of me when I was around 20. I don't look like it. How can Rudy fix everything? I don't know where the other cases are. Trump has done against Wisconsin and all that, but this Texas case, if Texas couldn't succeed, I don't think Trump's going to succeed. I think the deep state fix is in, folks. Who knows? We may never get a stimulus check. Remember that Mitch McConnell can block all this. He wants business protection for the pandemic, so no one gets, no one gets sued if they don't give you a hand sterilizer or have plastic shields, or someone gets sick buying a Twinkie. I'm being sarcastic, but um, well, look, they've had, I forget who said it. I think it was Tucker Carlson who grilled one of the Democratic congressmen the other night. I watched the video. He said, we've had 247 days with no stimulus check. And you're talking about a smaller deal with no stimulus check. And he said, basically, he said, this is BS. The people need help. And don't, we had Mnuchin say we need to give $20 billion to the airlines. What the hell for? Who the hell is flying? Well, they got Supreme Court nominees. They were supposed conservatives, but they didn't look at objectively as, no, I'm not going to hear this case. Texas has no right to tell Montana what to do. Governor of Montana said, well, we had the same absentee ballot. They didn't sue us. And this is a vote to usurp the rights of the people's vote to overturn the election. I don't know. No, I'm pretty beat up to be a general. And I'm not sure if I'd be a strategist or a tactician. I'd have to look up the definitions. My military knowledge about terms is a little rusty. That's my left foot causing me pain. But the problem is, if you've got the courts fixed, if you've got the elections fixed, if the machines are fixed, where's there going to be another free election? You got the Georgia election in like about 19 days. And yet they're still using Dominion voting machines down there with Republican officials who refuse to allow ballots to be checked against signatures. So we may not have a fair election in that state for the 2 Senate offices. The runoff. No. They're not going to fix usually local elections. They're not going to fix probably the congressional elections. Although one congressional election, the Republican was leading by 12 votes. They found votes in a drawer, and guess what? It was 12 votes, so they evened out. If I pull this drawer open here, I just found my 12 ballots, and I will be able to be tied with my Republican opponent. So, just happened to be in that drawer. It was left in a jar on Funkin' Wagnall's porch since election day, but no one knew it was in that drawer. How to get in the drawer, I have no idea. A bag of ballots in the back of an IHOP, right? Yeah. Is that with butter and syrup on them? That's funny. No, these were small publications, none of which exist anymore. And I don't have the publications because I lost my storage. And I thought it was 2000. It may have been 2003 or so, but the Legion Étrangère, yes, whose official fruit is the tangerine. Tough guys, the Legion. Legionnaires are tough men and women. I don't know if they have women in the Legion or not. Maybe. So. Yeah, I was in the press box at the age of 8. Let's see. October, I would have been 8. Forbes Field, Bill Basgrossi, 7th game, World Series, hits the home run that wins it for the Buccos. Little kid of 8, and start talking to the newsmen. What you doing? Well, I'm a reporter. What's a reporter? And they said, well, we cover the baseball game. Oh, how do you do that? We sit in the press box. Well, do you write for the Pittsburgh Press? Yeah, or the Post-Gazette. That was the 2 papers in Pittsburgh. Now there's only one. There is a paper outside of Pittsburgh that is very good Steelers coverage. I can't remember the name. But they invited me in the press box. I got to watch the whole game in the press box. And got to watch my heroes, Bill Verdon, the only guy at the time in baseball I can remember wore glasses like me, and Smokey Burgess, and the great, late, lamented Roberto Clemente, and the great manager Danny Murtaugh, and names I can't even remember at the moment. They're in the back of my mind. I got to watch my Buccos, and they beat the hated Yankees. So, and there are about 1 million people that claim in the stadium and only hold about 38 or 42,000 that all said they were in that stadium at that game. But I was there. Had to walk across 2 bridges into Shenley Park, past the Carnegie Library, past the Turtle Fountain, past the Arboretum and the Nature Museum, and into Forbes Field. So I would spend a lot of time at Forbes Field, that kid, because it was cheap. No, Babe Ruth. I don't remember what game or where Babe Ruth called the shot. So I could try to find some of you, let us know what they were. I don't remember what they were because they were in my storage. Some of the military magazines were not really magazines. They were like newspapers printed on newsprint. Some of them were bi-monthly magazines or quarterly magazines, but they're all gone. This is back in the 80s. So it's been like 83, 84, so that's 16, and another 20, that's 36 years ago. I have trouble some days remembering 36 minutes ago. I just know I wrote for him. So Babe Ruth called a shot in a game. I don't remember if it was a world, and some say he didn't call a shot. There's been a great debate about that over the years. So now there will be videos on this Supreme Court decision on YouTube, I'm sure. But I don't know what Trump sued in Wisconsin. They threw out the Pennsylvania case. The Wisconsin case hasn't been thrown out yet, but I don't see where this court is favorable. I think it's a deep state court. Roberts votes with the liberals all the time, and he was appointed as conservative judge. And I don't know who. Yes, we have the women. Oh, we have women. Okay. So thank you. Happy Hanukkah to anybody who happens to be Jewish. If I get a bigger stimulus check, I'm going to use it to fight for getting another Prius and get my coin loans out and pay down my credit cards and take 200 of it and buy cat food. But I don't believe they're going to give us a stimulus check. I think they're going to give us all the shaft. Because if they really wanted to give the people the stimulus check, they could just do a separate bill and cut it off from the rest and tell Pelosi to get screwed, and tell Schumer to get screwed, and tell Mitch McConnell to get, and Kevin McCarthy to go to hell. And we're sending the people $1,200 checks before we do anything. They don't want to do it. Every one of these guys got their pet projects and their pet things to give money to. But regular people, men and women who work hard, or people who've lost their jobs, or seniors who need money, or people with children have to stay home and take care of the kids because the kids can't go to school like we have in California and in other states, kids going to school. I got the first stimulus check. I gave Kathy 300 of it toward the Prius, which died, and we couldn't get it to work. And I spent money on stuff, and I bought cat food. And the next check, though, will go to get the coin loans out, so I stopped paying interest on this damn stuff. If we got $2,000, I get the coin loans out, and I give 6 of my credit cards $100 to pay them down, so that I don't have to keep. And I buy like 2 months worth of cat food, so I don't have to. I got cat litter. I buy 2 months for the cat. I'll rent a van. Kathy will rent the van. I'll pay for it. We both run around. We get all the cat food we need, wet and dry, cat litter. Don't have to buy it for 2 months, and then I can save that money and drop it on credit card. So she got a stimulus check. She dropped money on it too. She spent more money on it than I did. We spent $1,300 trying to fix that car. And having that car not work again, it was $800 to fix the head gasket that blew. $200 for catalytic converter. Somebody cut off the car because it didn't park so long. $250 for the small battery. And after all that, the car wouldn't start. I don't know how much rent is anywhere else. I know what my rent is, although I got this bill today from housing saying I gave them the rent, which is what they sent me, 122, and they're claiming I still owe them 122. I got to call them on Monday and say, I have a letter here saying my monthly rent has been reduced to 122. So what the hell are you sending me a bill saying I still owe rent? I'm not going to move it. I have a box here. All the bills are I take all the credit card bills. Like, what is this? And all the important paperwork for rent and everything else. Like, this is the Target bill. I'm not going to show it to you. Oh, that's my Capital One bill. All of these go in a file folder for Target, Capital One, all that. And this is let me see how many cards I do have. Now, some of these I'm an authorized user on Kathy's accounts. Let's see. I have 3 checking accounts. I have one savings account. All right, 1, 2, 3. 4, 6 credit cards and two cards on Kathy's account. That's 8. And yeah, 8. Rest of these are all identification and stuff. 8 credit cards. I had one turn me down. No, we sold it for $600. We took a huge loss. I had one turn me down today, saying my income was too low. And I go like, wait a minute. I don't get that at all. I got to call them. Yeah, but I'm going to do that with mail time. Not going to show it now. No, it's just the big. I've got my coin loan receipts here, some lotto tickets that I didn't win on, but I've been carrying them around. And this holds 90 cards. ID, receipts, coupons, medical cards, my cards for my eyes, my cataract implants, Silver Script, Medicare, Safeway card, Costco card, Clipper card. So I now know my Social Security, my Medicare card. I now don't have to look all the time for, I don't know where my ID is. All in there. Don't need a day planner. What do I got to plan? I get up, I have coffee, I feed the cats. I go to the post office, I come back, I feed more cats, I go to bed. I watch YouTube. Don't need to plan my day. Nothing to plan. It was. They put glass lenses in front or behind or under, over, I don't know, your cornea. I'm bionic. We have the technology, you know. But I still can't see small print worth a damn, so very annoying. I don't know what BL means. BL as well. So, excuse me. Snapple makes me burp. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, the corneal implants, you get this card, and I, of course, having one in each eye, and that's if I ever get hospitalized or they look in my eye and they wonder what's in it. I don't know. I don't understand. But that's what they gave me. Yeah, he has extra hips, you know, a spare hip in case the first hip implant goes out. He's got a reserve implant, you know, or an implant to be named later. Yeah, there's meal sitting here. I got to show you in a cookbook I got, and I'll do all that Sunday. Tomorrow is an order, and I'll do a video tomorrow. And it would have been nice to have a super chat donation or PayPal donation for Hanukkah for me. There goes my phone. Oh, phone just fell down. And folks, my hip and my lower back are hurting. I carried all that heavy stuff home, so I'm going to end this one. This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. Have a great night, a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay wet, warm, dry, or cool as the case may be. Thank you for watching. Stay warm and dry. It's supposed to snow in near Sacramento and in Reno tonight. So, major storm. Hip replacement. I've heard from people once you get your hip replaced, it's never the same with your kneecap. I don't know. Okay, we don't need to hear about that. I'm not gonna. Whoops. So We don't need to hear about that, Boba. That should be kept to yourself. All right? No more of that kind of stuff. I don't want to. Your equipment or lack of equipment or difficulties is not something for this channel. Keep that to yourself. Okay. So, all right, we're not going to. That's not the point. It's not. This is a family channel, and we're not all men here. We do get women coming in. So, I'm not going to let that discussion go on. I remove a comment, and it's on a subject. You don't go and continue to comment on the subject I just removed. All right, have a good one, people, and I'll catch you next time. Well, remember, I decide what is acceptable commentary on this channel and what is not. And to me, that's, that should be stuff kept to yourself. All right, that's it. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.